It's fair to assume that almost everyone in Old School Runescape has done their fair share of woodcutting and knows the basics of it. However, today I'm going to show you 5 obscure money-making methods that you could do with woodcutting that I'm sure not too many people are really aware of. Alright, so first up here, we have a 2-in-1 to immediately ruin the list video style, and those are Teak and Mohagany trees. Requiring 35 woodcutting and granting 85 experience per log, teak trees can be found in the hardwood grove in Karamja, along with mahogany trees, requiring 50 woodcutting to chop and granting 125 experience per log cut. They can give upwards to 120k per hour. In both of these, they basically both give the same amount of profit. However, with teak trees, seeing as the level requirement to cut them is lower, it should be easier to sit through and do, and overall quicker, which also means more profit. For this method, you are going to need to have completed Jungle Potion as well, and you are also going to need trading sticks. So the trading sticks are to get into the hardwood grove, requiring 100 trading sticks every time you'd like to enter, and then 10 trading sticks every time you'd like to send logs to your bank through Rayanasta's parcel service. So he is always west of the hardwood grove, not very far, and basically all you're going to do is right click on him, send parcel, and for every log you'd like to sell or send to your bank, it will just cost 10 trading sticks as always. With a full inventory of logs, obviously your inventory won't be all goofed up like this and messy. It'll cost around 400 GP in trading sticks. You can buy these off the Grand Exchange. They're pretty inexpensive. It'll cost around 400 GP per inventory to get back in and send a whole inventory of logs back to your bank. Next up on the list is very questionable, I'll give you that, but chopping or hacking light jungle. Now this is also very close to the hardwood grove in Karamja, and you will also need to have completed Jungle Potion for this, and you will need a machete, some decent armor, but that's not entirely required, a weapon of some sort, some amount of GP, doesn't have to be much, just maybe like 5k or so. I really highly recommend a super anti-poison because there is poisonous monsters around here, and if you get poisoned, you can run to the shop, which is just north. That's what the GP is here for, just a little backup. Then you will need a spade, a pickaxe, and potentially some trading sticks, and definitely some food. Now, basically all this is you're just going to, obviously you need your machete, and you're just going to hack away at light jungle. Now every now and then, when you hack away enough, you'll get a thatch spar, and of course you'll be getting a light thatch spar since we are chopping light jungle. Now the reason we're chopping light jungle instead of medium or dense is because this is the fastest of all of them to cut down. Now the whole money making aspect of this method here is that you have a 1% chance every time you get a thatch spar to get a gout tuber, which is, of recording, over 800k, and that is, I mean, it's 1% chance every time you get one of these thatch spars, and the light jungle is the quickest by far. We have a pickaxe for the gem rocks that also come out every now and then. And then, of course, there's tribesmen, and there is jungle guys who come out, and they're real annoying right here. Voodoo victims. This video is ruined already. Voodoo victims. They can cast magic on you. They'll snare you and poison you as well. And there's a whole guide, whole little mini game, which this actually is. I'll leave a link to that in the description. I just wanted to put this out there because this is just a very enjoyable part of the game for me. ever since I was a little bit younger, and yeah, I want to share it with you guys. There is potential for a lot of money to be made here. It's just, you know, I get it. It does get a little bit boring. But on to the next little method thing. Up next on the list is Achey trees, or Achey trees. Either way, these trees are found just south of Castle Wars, and there's absolutely no requirements for this other than to have members and a bronze axe. You could chop these at level 1, and you could only get 1 log, however, and at any level, so I mean, because they are level 1 to chop, you could get around 130 XP no matter what, not really dependent on your woodcutting level at all. So you could just run around this area and collect your logs. Very quick, 25 experience per log gained, and they are around 200 GP each. Due to this, you could come out here real easy. You could teleport back using a Ring of Dueling, however, I don't really recommend it because it'll cut into your profits. It's right there. I recommend just running a little bit north, back to the bank there, and real easy, real quick. Not much to this method. Pretty simple, but good method nonetheless. Here with this next method, you're going to need to have at least started the Fremenic Isles, and we're going to be chopping Arctic pine trees for Arctic pine logs. Now, for this method, you are going to need to obviously have started the Fremenic Isles and also have 50 for woodcutting at the very minimum. I do suggest having higher for this method, or you won't get anywhere near these actual rates of 100 to 110k per hour chopping these trees. Now, these trees do seem very weird with the way that they chop. Every now and then you'll get a big cluster of them at a time, and then some you'll go like a good 20-30 seconds with not really getting any at all. It's real weird. I don't fully understand it. However, a good method, not many people, I've actually never seen anyone ever here doing this, and they are actively traded on the Grand Exchange. I will have a link to this log for the wiki in general in the link in the description, and this will bring us into the next method. So you could do this one or two ways, but how I would suggest doing this method, very heavily suggest I would say, is buying Arctic pine logs, and this does have the same requirements as the previous method. You'll need to buy Arctic pine logs or chop them yourself, and then you'll come over into the little village of Naysnot and come right over to the woodcutting stump. Just click cut wood, and then you're going to click all and go to Arctic pine split log. Now these are a little bit more expensive than Arctic pine logs themselves because they're needed in this quest, and these are also actively traded on the Grand Exchange, just not as much. For this method, which takes about 85 seconds per inventory, which very AFK method, and you do get 5 XP per log that you split. This is up to around 180k an hour, and this is a flat rate. It's just, you chop them, there's no messing up, there's no RNG involved, no woodcutting advantage for a higher level, and then you just come right over here to the bank, you bank them all, and you take out more, and you come right back, and you redo it over and over again. So that's basically all that method is. These may take a little bit longer to sell than the other logs mentioned on this list. However, I have tried all of these methods and have done them very successfully, and after this video goes up, potentially it might not be as good to do. However, nonetheless, it is a good method, and why not try them all out? Here we have a bit more known method, and that will be cutting hollow trees for bark. Now with this method, there is a few pests that might annoy you just a little. However, this method doesn't have too many requirements. You will have to have access to cannabis, which does require, if I am not mistaken, if I am, I will have it on screen. But Priest in Peril, I'm pretty sure is the quest that you need to get in here. 45 woodcutting and granting 82.5 experience per bark gotten. Now, this is a decent method. A lot of people know about this one. It is a little bit dangerous, of course. I do suggest bringing a weapon. Sometimes vampires will also come down, especially when people run past and they will attack you. However, I'm lowballing this just a little bit, just for consistency, because sometimes these prices are a little bit out of whack. For bark, you could get around 180k GP doing this method with a little bit better of a woodcutting level, of course, than just base 45. Now this is just a little bit east of Canifis. It is very close. It's just right behind the bank, right across from our old man, Mezcana. So, I probably butchered that name. However, that is pretty much the end of my little guide thingy. So I do hope you enjoy. This is my first time doing a video in this aspect. Usually I do a one-off video for each little method. And this time I figured, you know, maybe I'll just do a little list style video. I didn't want to do a full-on list where you got little number things and all that good stuff, but listy enough. But I hope you guys did enjoy. Give me some feedback, criticize my content, do whatever you gotta do down in the comments. And if you liked it, give it a like, maybe subscribe, you know. Check out some other videos if you're into money making guides and whatnot. If you didn't like it, feel free to dislike the video and unsubscribe and block my channel. And yeah, peace out and have a good day.